Festival of Marketing 2018, 200 speakers here, and one man that can give us an academic view of marketing is Mark Ritson. You've always got something to talk about, so kind of what's on your mind?
Well, James, there's lots on my mind. I think we're in an interesting phase. There's always things going on in marketing and media this year more than I think ever before. I would say the first thing is the very quick dominance of the Field and Burnett work, which talks about the long and the short of brand building. And it's been around for a few years. Les Burnett and Peter Field are very established advertising guys, but suddenly all the clients and all the media companies are talking about it. And they're talking about it because most companies are incredibly short term. They plan for less than 12 months. They do activation. They overspend on digital. And what I think Field and Burnett work is telling them is, keep doing some of that, but 50, 60, 70% of your budget should actually go more on the long-term stuff. And that does speak more to out-of-home TV and the more traditional media.
That kind of fits in with what Keith Weed was saying about looking at everything that they produce. Some of the stuff wasn't actually kind of on air in public media for long enough, whereas some stuff was on for too long.
Absolutely, and I think Keith and Unilever are at the forefront of understanding that everyone's been too short-termist, but I think Unilever are unusual in the sense that they do have data and analytical skills to realize the error of their ways. And I think you've already seen Unilever begin, along with Procter & Gamble, to rebalance. The issue is the less advanced advertisers, still big companies that don't have the knowledge of a Keith Weed, I think or Mark Pritchard, they're the ones that I think we're now waiting to see. Are you going to be able to swing a bit more of your money towards long term, or are you going to keep doing this short term efficiency stuff?
Let's talk about Facebook, because you're having a big panel session here with them. What's next for them? Because they keep sort of getting dragged through the mud at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel a bit sorry for them at the moment. The reputational stuff is really hurting them a bit among advertisers as well as customers. For me, I think for Facebook, the question now must be TV. Buying Instagram is one of the great acquisitions of all time. If Facebook didn't have Instagram right now, given what's happening to the Facebook platform, they are losing younger customers, it would be an apocalypse for them. But Instagram has been a brilliant billion-dollar acquisition. It's on fire, it continues to grow. But what it doesn't do is get them any closer to television. The game is television. Not necessarily, traditional TV as we think about it, linear TV, but getting on that big screen on everyone's wall continues to be, I think, the focus for the next 10 years. Google have YouTube, and that opens the door. Netflix are already there. Amazon, I think, are moving much faster. And my question, I think, for Facebook is, we all know you need to get on TV. How are you going to get there? And my bet, which is almost certainly not true, but I'm going to make it anyway, is I think they're going to buy a TV station.
If that were to happen, that doesn't take away from the fact that if you've got these hundreds of channels, they're becoming more and more international, there's only one screen. So how do you, as a viewer, as a consumer, curate watching TV?
Oh, it's a great question. There's never been a worse time to buy a television, ever. So the consumer is coming home with these beautiful flat screen TVs. They've suddenly got 4, 5, 6 remote controls on their coffee table. They switch the thing on. There's 400 apps. Most of the apps don't work. They don't speak to each other. Nothing works on top of the set. It's a miserable experience, and that won't last for long. Customers want simplicity. They want to be able to turn on a TV set and get what they want. And so I think you will see very quickly some kind of organizing force. Now, I don't know what that is. Will the TV stations get their stuff together, produce good digital apps, and be able to curate everything? Will it be the likes of Sky or Netflix? Will Amazon just get in there and do it well, which I think many of us suspect? Will Apple finally produce a piece of hardware that's better than Apple TV? Or will voice appear and take away all of our pain?
Question is, though, even if you do have all of the things you've just mentioned, that's still hundreds of apps potentially to go through, and you're still spending an awful lot of time going through. So what do you think the panacea is going to be? And more to the point, what does this mean in marketing terms and for brands?
Oh, don't mistake what I'm saying. I think those options I've just been through, only one of them is going to triumph, maybe 2, right? There isn't room for 6 or 7 technologies eventually. Just as we saw Apple kind of emerge you know, along with a couple of other players like Samsung in the handset wars, when there were 10, 12 players. It's the same thing for the television set. There'll only be 1 or 2. What does it mean for advertisers is, I think, a fascinating time. I think there are 6 or 7 years where TV remains a broadcast medium, where its strengths are it hits everyone, it's not very targeted. And then we enter this interesting phase where suddenly the ads are all digital on your television set, even though you don't realize it. Now we're offering different ads to different customers based on their data. The addressable TV, we're selling it programmatically. And in about 7 years' time for advertisers, TV becomes the ultimate digital media. My challenge to the TV companies is I'm not sure they're still dominant in 7 years' time on the TV set, and it could be that it's Apple or it's Amazon or it's YouTube that are actually winning the programmatic addressable war.
Carol McCall, ITV, talking about ITV Hub, that could be part of their solution, 40% growth. Do you think that they can push through, or do you think they're just going to be crowding out?
I think she's about the most impressive new CEO recruitment I've seen anywhere in the world of TV for a long time, and if anyone can do it, she can. But my point is bigger than ITV, and I work a lot with the TV companies around the world. The answer isn't going to be something that ITV or Carolyn does. What they have to quickly realize is that their competitors are all global. ITV needs to quickly link arms with every other TV station, not in the UK, not in Europe, but in the world. And there needs to be a global solution. I'll give you a good example. Everyone's developing an app. ITV's got an app on digital app to get you on the digital TV. You know, BBC's got iPlayer. They're all good, bad, indifferent, but they're all different. It doesn't make any sense for all these companies to develop literally 100 different TV apps. They should develop one app, skin it for each of their individual companies, and then fight on content, but share platforms, because they're up against Amazon, they're up against Apple, truly global players. The TV stations will not win if they're going to do this one by one. They do have to work together, not at a national level, at a global level.
See what happens. Mark Ritson, thank you.
Thanks, James. Lovely to talk to you.
Hello, I'm James Wright. Thanks for watching Marketing Media Money. To check out more online videos, just click on the boxes and don't forget to subscribe to the CNBC Live channel at the bottom of the screen.